Okay, we are back for another week with Jackson Mitchell. Jackson, welcome back to the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
I know last week was a tough week against Syracuse. From your perspective and being on the defensive side of things, what made this Syracuse team so tough last week?
They had real good players. Obviously, the quarterback and the running back were really good players. And just going into the game, I think we expected them to run a little bit more than they did. They ended up throwing it more than we expected, and he kind of showed he could throw the ball, which is something that we didn't expect off the bat, but it's just something that we had to adjust to, and we obviously didn't adjust fast enough to it as players.
Yeah, he was a pretty big guy. How tough was it to try to tackle that quarterback? Because he was a guy who seemed to have some pretty good mobility, could get in and out of the pocket a little bit. What were your thoughts on him?
Yeah, he was really mobile, and he was obviously a big guy. He was probably like 6'4", well over 200 pounds. So he was a big guy, and he was hard to bring down. But those are definitely like plays we have to finish because those big sacks and stuff that's going to help out our secondary. So we have to be able to finish those plays.
What are you able to take away from that game against Syracuse that maybe you guys are working on heading into whether it's this game at Michigan or just heading and using throughout the season?
The biggest thing for us as a defense is like when we went back and watched the film, a lot of their big plays were just like small mess ups by one person here or there. So not everyone being on the same page. And obviously against the teams that we're about to play in this next stretch, like we cannot have that. So when we line up, we need to be able to make sure we're all on the same page and everybody's doing their job on every single play because those small little mess ups against a good team will obviously cost you big, like you saw last week.
I know we talked about the crowd last week and hoping to pack the rent. It seemed like it was a pretty good crowd from being there. What was it like being down on the field and hearing that crowd?
Yeah, it was definitely cool. I played, that was, I think, my third night game at the Ren. That was definitely the most packed I've seen it. And it was good. It was a nice environment. You definitely see the potential of it. Hopefully, we can keep on getting wins. That way, we can kind of fill it out even more. But it was definitely exciting to see all the students there and hear the fans. Definitely getting back to its old self.
What would you say was in terms of that game against Syracuse? I know we've talked in the past about like demeanor on the sidelines and the atmosphere there. It seemed like this team, despite being down, a couple touchdowns, throughout that game, never gave up. What were your thoughts on the team and just persevering through that game?
Yeah, that's something that Coach Moore really prides in, and he doesn't want us to ever give in, really, no matter the score, no matter the deficit. So that's something we've really been trying to work on, even if we're down two scores, three scores, whatever the case might be, whatever point in the game it is. Like, just keep on fighting, keep on going, and things will work out, and that will help us in the future. Obviously, when we're in games and we're in close games, if we keep on fighting, we can fight back and cut those deficits and take the lead.
I know another guy out for the season now with injuries. How tough has it been dealing with this stretch of injuries? Just kind of guys dropping like flies a bit.
Yeah, it's definitely tough, especially for offense. They're losing a lot of playmakers over there. But one thing for us is it's next man up mentality, and the teams we play against don't care whether you got guys that hurt or not. So we got to be able to figure it out. So it's next man up, and when you go in, you're expected to know your assignment and make plays for us. So it's really disappointing, obviously, because we're losing a lot of our guys. But if we want to win, we got to be able to figure it out.
Going up against the first team offense in practice, are you seeing Zion start to make that jump and get a little bit more comfortable with the college game now that he's got a couple of starts under his belt?
Yeah, definitely. I think Zion's been pretty comfortable from the beginning. I think obviously game speed and practice speed are a little bit different, especially knowing like you can't really mess up in the game. There are no second chances like there are in practice. So that probably just took some getting used to for him, but he's definitely getting adjusted, and as the season goes on, you'll definitely see that improvement. But yeah, I'm excited to watch him play, especially against these big teams. He's a winner, he's a competitor, so see him compete against these teams is going to be really exciting.
How are you and the team feeling? You've got a really tough stretch here. You just played Syracuse, an ACC team. You got Michigan, a Big Ten team, and NC State, another ACC team coming up. It's a tough stretch of teams. Two ranked teams now in a row. How's everyone feeling heading into those two games?
I think everyone's just locked in and excited, to be honest. This is why you play college football, to play games like this. Our next 2 weeks will be in front of, 85,000 plus. Michigan's over 100,000, and they're all going to be sold out. So it's definitely exciting and definitely big games and great experiences. But but we're really excited and we're locked in because we're not just traveling just to travel. We want to be in the game. We want to win the game.
What are some of the keys you think from at least from a defensive perspective, if you guys are gonna have a chance to pull off the upset against Michigan this weekend?
I think they have a lot of play. I mean, first off, they're big and physical. They're in the Big Ten, so they want to really out physical you and run the ball on you. But they have a lot of playmakers all over the field. A receiver, tight end. So our biggest thing off the jump, we just gotta be physical, and we have to match their physicality because they're gonna come out and being physical on the offensive line at tight end position. And then just going back to last week where the quarterback was running and scrambling, getting extra time to make throws downfield. Like this quarterback is also another mobile guy, so we have to be able to contain him and keep him in the pocket. And they got another really good running back room. So that's just stuff we got to really key in on and look at.
How excited are you? I mean, I feel like from a fan's perspective, the big house is a place that everyone really, has on their bucket list to go see a game. How excited are you to get to play a game there?
Yeah, it's definitely cool. I went and saw a game there when I was a little kid. They played Iowa, and I remember it just being really cool. So to be able to play in there is really exciting because it is one of the staple stadiums across college football. So I'm excited to go out there and show everybody what I got, and that we can compete at that level.
Your numbers are just off the chart throughout this season so far. As a field, putting up such big numbers again, you showed what you were able to do last year, but being able to repeat it, I think, for a second year is even tougher. How do you feel getting to show everyone what you can do out there?
Yeah, it's definitely exciting. I love playing football. I love to be going out there and able to play with my brothers. But the biggest statistic is a win. So at the end of the day, if I can do that and we can come out with the win, that'll be the best thing for us.
How excited were you with that Giants win the other day?
I was. You should have seen me watching the game. I was excited, man. I love that 2-point conversion call. That was a great call by him.
Have you guys talked like let's say it's Michigan, NC State, it's a close game on the road. You guys going for two in that situation like the Giants did?
I mean, I think we have to. I remember back to when we played Wyoming last year, and it came down to the end. Like if we had to go for two in that situation because we want to
Yeah.
win the game and that type of thing. So that's just I think we got to in that situation. If I was coach, I would tell him to go for two, and I trust our offense to get it done.
Yeah, all right. I like it. I think it's the new way now.
Yeah,
Everyone's going for two in those situations. It makes these end of game situations a lot of fun.
yeah.
Well, well, Jackson, I really appreciate the time. I know it's a busy time as you get ready for this tough stretch. So thanks for hopping on. Best of luck at Michigan, and we'll talk next week heading into NC State.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.